So if you're only missing one tooth, why a dental implant over a traditional bridge?
Well, I usually call a dental bridge or a fixed bridge, which I've done plenty of over the years. It's like a 3-tooth solution for a 1-tooth problem. And,
what do you mean by that?
Well, what I mean by that is you have to carve down the teeth on either side, and now you're asking 2 teeth to do the job of 3. So it just stands to reason that there's a lot more pressure that goes on those teeth on either side, because it's like a abutments on for a bridge. You know, there's one, like let's say there's water here. There's an abutment here, and you got the span in between, and you drive across, right? Or walk across, whatever. Well, it's the same thing here. You're asking that span in the middle to function and like a normal tooth. So when you're eating and chewing, there's constant pressure on that middle. Over time, what happens, and ADA statistics will say that that's about a 10-year fix, roughly. Okay. About a 10-year fix. Wouldn't it be more simple to, if you had healthy teeth on the side, just to replace the tooth that's missing? So that's where a dental implant.
Makes sense.
That's where a dental implant comes in. So, and for those that don't know what a dental implant is, basically a dental implant is generally speaking, a titanium or a ceramic material in these days that is placed in the bone, completely encased in bone. And what happens when it's placed there is the bone fuses to that implant. And that's a process in the lower, 2, 3, 4 months, in the upper, maybe 3, 4, 5, 6 months, depending on the person. So once that hardens, it's permanent. So basically on top of that, then you put the connector, which is called an abutment, and on top of that a crown. So basically it can look and function and chew just like a normal tooth. And you can floss it just like a normal tooth and clean it.
Now, does the implant last longer?
Yeah, well, the implant lasts a lot longer because in general...
It's like permanent? Like, as long as, just like regular teeth, if you take care of them, they're going to last?
As long as, if the dental implant heals properly, which according to statistics, about 95 to 99%, depending on whose research you read, it's a permanent solution.
Now, what about cost? Which costs more, a bridge or an implant?
The implant and the bridge are very similar in cost. The implant might cost a few dollars more, but in the long run, it's going to be a lot less because it's going to last longer. As I said, the bridge, generally speaking, is about a 10-year, the average bridge lasts about 10 years. And the bigger that bridge gets, that's kind of where the problems start. Okay, now you lose one tooth, let's do a bridge. Okay, now you get decay underneath it, or over time, or a tooth, or God forbid, it breaks, and now you have to have another tooth, and then another tooth, and it just kind of keeps growing and growing, and that's where a lot of these dental problems. So it's like a
patchwork.
It's like a patchwork over time.
Whereas an implant, you just get a tooth back.
You just replace the tooth that's missing, and you deal with that specific tooth and only that tooth.